Hi, welcome to I Tried to Eat My Phone. This is episode 4 with Mike and Todd. Welcome from Chicago again.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Um,
Thanks for having us.
yeah. Oh, it's always fun. Okay, we're going to talk a little news as we always do. This first article, South Carolina, they found a 9-pound goldfish swimming in a lake there. And I will get fancy again and upload the picture here.
Oh man, are you going to share your screen?
Yeah,
good. When you get to episode 4, you start doing. We get some good AV stuff.
Is the screen large enough?
New benefits. New benefits of the podcast.
Yes. All right, hang on a second here.
Better be in bright color.
Yeah, it is. I just need to get smart again about this here. All right, here we go. All right, let's see what this goldfish looks like. Which I always think of goldfish as like,
This is some kid's little goldfish. They dumped in the toilet, I assume, like 6 or
you have to guess, right?
7 years ago. They should have tagged it when they did it. And or it was some parent who was sick of the stupid goldfish, because usually they're flushed, I assume, when they're dead. So the fact that this thing made it alive into a lake could possibly mean that a dad in the middle of the night was sick of this quote stupid goldfish and was like, or the kid went to school and was like, oh yeah, little Spotty died. I don't know. I had to flush him, and dad's just like took him in his hand and winged him into the local, culvert.
I think I do remember when we bought Maria a fish once, we ended up getting a betta fish, but we started looking at goldfish and they were talking about how big they got. And I was like, really? I had no idea. And with the size of tank we would need. And we're like, we're just picturing this little thing in like a bowl that we have to clean out like every week or something. And so I was like, now I'm glad we didn't get one.
Won't they like get as big as the tank you put them in, kind of thing?
Oh, is that really? Oh, maybe that's
I don't know. Then. Like, how come they don't, like the little ones? I guess they never live that long when you get them at, when you throw the ping pong ball. Those are class B. Those are class B goldfish. This is class A, obviously. This is a koi fish.
That had some weird little front fins. I was wondering if it walked to the lake itself, like it got out of the sewer and just said, this is not good smelling water. I'm going to some fresh water.
It's like the fish in the Lorax or something that's just like huge. Yeah,
totally.
I want to know if these guys so you catch I always like to think about like what happened in the 10 minutes leading up to this. So like they catch the fish, they reel the fish in. They're like, they take a picture of the fish. And then at some point you have to contact someone about the fish, right? So like, there's like a decision that's made, like, we're getting in touch with the paper about this goldfish. I'm wondering if maybe you're just showing off. Maybe you're just like, maybe Buddy here is trying to like show off to John, his buddy John, like, my fish is bigger. Check it out. It's on the news.
Well, then they say at the end, he's like, well, we decided to leave, whether it's a bachelor or a bachelorette back in the lake because, obviously it's fat and happy. So
that's the
let's leave it out there.
That's his one like pop culture reference of the last year. A show called The Bachelor or the Bachelorette. I hear. Think about that. Is that on NBC? No.
Well, that's what they said. They didn't find any other goldfish in the lake, and I'm like, probably because that one consumed them all or like absorbed them somehow. Like there were any in there.
That poor monsters. That is shocking though, because you would assume that whoever threw it in there threw a whole tank of them. Like some guy from the pet shop. This sucks. This job sucks. I'll show you. But that's what remember, like you would hear about, like, well, maybe you didn't hear about it. It's like urban legend. Like if you dump something down the toilet, it'll like grow in the sewer.
Usually it's like alligators in New York City though, right? I mean, there's alligators grow to like
snakes and alligators.
20 feet long and ridiculous like sizes.
Yeah. They come out in the subway.
Well, this goldfish, you think about it. Yeah, maybe this was like a 6-year-old's pet, but that 6-year-old is now like 30, and and he's like, "Whoa, hey, I remember the spots on that thing. That must be
Yeah.
my old fish."
We should buy a goldfish and tag it. We'll call it the I tried to eat my phone goldfish, and we'll let it loose. We'll revisit this in like 20 or 30 years and see if this guy can find it.
Oh gosh, that's frightening to think of us on here in 20 to 30 years, but still, but yeah, we could, we could go experimental with some of this stuff here.
I want to do it.
Hobbies.
Let's go the alligator route. Let's go the alligator route.
Have you
smart
ever?
choice.
Thinking about beta fish, though, have you ever seen a beta fish like try to attack itself? So I don't know if they talk about this in pet stores, but so beta fish will like fight other beta fish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if you put a mirror in front of the bowl and it sees itself, it goes crazy. It starts
have you tried
attacking. Oh heck yeah. Yeah, we had a couple beta fish.
Like he's terrorizing the beta fish.
I mean, we didn't do it like all the time, but it gets all, it doesn't like totally go crazy, but it gets all poofed out, and the fins go up, and
won't those
it's
things
just
like eat other fish if you leave them?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're vicious. They're crazy.
We were talking about getting friends of ours just got a new puppy, and so every few months the sort of discussion comes up about pet kind of thing, and we're nowhere close to getting anything like that, but friends of ours just got fish, and my daughter was like, maybe we should get a fish, and I'm like, yeah, what do you think about fish? She's like, nope. I'm like, whoa, we're not like, we won't even discuss fish.
That died fast. Yeah.
Like, no, this is why. Look what happens. That thing will be.
Yeah, because if you can't start at fish level, you got ways. You're gonna have a lot of work ahead of you to get to dog.
And we had the beta discussion because this girl has a beta, and so the beta discussion was you have to be careful about what you put the beta, like how you like what you put it in with, because it'll.
Which makes sense, because they're always in their own little like containers at the pet store or Petco or whatever. They're not in a tank.
Yeah.
So that makes sense, huh?
They're
like
really gladiator. They're like gladiator fish. They keep them all.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, they're all in their own little cubes.
Just going insane.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how, unless they know. Like, I think it's like a male female thing too. Like, they only attack the same gender or the same sex. So maybe they kind of alternate at the pet store or something, because they don't seem to go crazy at the pet store. So I don't know how that works, but yeah, you put a mirror in front of them and they don't like themselves.
I'm gonna try.
Our experience with ours was very sitcom worthy, because I think Maria was like 3 and she named it Gilbert, and this fish like always kind of reacted to her bebopping into the house, and stuff after daycare, and then it died it was like 2 months or something, and we totally did one of those things where John's like, I'm just going back to the store. And we never replacement. And we thought this is going to be one of those things where she's going to walk in and be like, that's not, but no, she went along with it. And so we privately, John and I, called that one Gilbert, because we differentiate between.
Did you have to like spray paint it like Meet the Fockers? Like this one has a blue tail. It's supposed to have a red tail.
We just put some blue dye in the bowl, and then but yeah, and that one stuck around for quite a while, which was good. But
she was never the wiser.
Nope.
Was you never the wiser?
I feel like we might have told her, but when that one died, when the second one died, we were like, it was in the morning, and we said, we want to let you know that your fish died, and we're so sorry, and he was a good fish, and it was great to have him here in our house, and we're being so worried about how she's going to react. And she stood there and she went, do I smell pancakes? Because I had just started making something, and I was like, all right, and I guess we're done.
Quick. They move on quick.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Puke and rally. So
Her first significant other's in for it. I don't think this is right. That's fine. Anyway.
Yeah, that's right. See you later.
Or anything around here? Are we? No, we're not doing the movie thing. All right. Fine,
so if we don't get a goldfish, we need to get a racing pigeon. So we need to just pull together a lot of money.
more
So this
expensive.
next article is based in Beijing, although apparently Belgium is the traditional heartland of the sport of
The
pigeon
Chinese
racing.
ripped everyone off again.
I was like, what? I've just never heard of this. And apparently it's a huge deal.
I bet Mike Tyson knows about it. He's into pigeons. I hear. And marijuana, I think, apparently. But anyway. Yeah, this guy, and it makes it, this article makes it sound like it's so like, it's like there's an underground club and you can't get in it if you're not willing to spend, like it's like a real thing. And the guy's like, the pigeons
you have
come
to buy
first.
your own, you have to buy your own pigeons at auction. And then
like it's horse racing.
Yeah, spend way more on your pigeons than you'll ever make. And
that's when you know
enjoy
you
the
just
fact
have,
that they're pigeons.
That's when you know you have crazy money. Like, you have like boats and horses, but if you're just like dropping 30 grand a year on pigeons, like it just, that that's a pretty good flex. That's a pretty good flex.
Quote, one breeder made headlines last month when he splashed out $1.9 million for a pigeon named New Kim at an auction in Belgium.
What on earth? I mean, you bet 1.9 and just walk out with a little cage, like a little thing on it.
I think too, the first guy that they talked to is that they were saying that, it's upkeep for his 500 pigeons that he has. It's like $30,600. And then the biggest prize money is like $760. So, I mean, you gotta be, you gotta be in this.
It's a labor of love, Karen. It's a labor of love. They don't do it for the money. Please don't sully the sport with your comments about money and greed. God, it's art. It's art that was stolen from the Belgian people.
Yeah, art that's absolutely frightening because these pictures of the birds are absolutely terrifying. Like, this is like the stuff that nightmares are made of.
Well, especially if you, like we all have, Karen formerly, Mikey and I presently, live in like Chicago, like where pigeons are. I mean, they don't appear to be the smartest animals. No offense to pigeon lovers, Peter. Don't be the smartest. And they just kind of hang out in flocks, eat garbage, like whatever. And
oh my God.
That.
It's a Hitchcock movie.
That's like $1,200 worth of pigeons right there. Look at that truck. That's like a pigeon truck.
Yeah. They line them all up in there apparently. And then I'm assuming that they're like tagged for whoever owns them, because you don't want your not $1.9 million pigeon getting mixed up with like one that just decided to join from the street.
What do you think the pigeon attrition rate is on this? I assume if you release like thousands of pigeons, like for every 1,000 pigeons, there's probably only like 400 coming back, right? Like you're only probably getting like some of them back.
Yeah, like, seriously. Why would they come back even? I realize they're homing pigeons, right? I mean, it's kind of in their DNA, but even still, it's kind of.
You guys want to come back and live in this rusted out Airstream for some longer time? Sure.
I know they said one race was 4,800 competitors, and they were completing a journey of over 1,000 kilometers in like 16 hours they were flying. So I mean, this is just, how do they know exactly where to go?
And how, like, is there a finish line? Like, how do they
There's
decide
a little ribbon.
There's
a little ribbon and they go through it.
Yeah, like
it's like the 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine. They have a little, like, some guys just there for just waiting. Sorry, dude. That was not the 1.9 million. He got lost in a tree. I don't know. He got distracted by some popcorn on the ground.
Yeah, right. He's at the local park, just
yeah, exactly.
Eating out of like an old man's hand.
Right. I'm a competitive athlete, also distracted by bread. Those two things.
Well, speaking of their competitive athleticism, when I was looking up a picture to show with this, the picture was linked to an article that said there was a doping scandal at one
For
point,
pigeons?
There was it.
yes, that you know, this I was like, I gotta read this.
How
So
did you not send us that article?
I'm sorry.
Pigeon doping scandal article.
I literally just found it like 20 minutes ago and I didn't want to bombard you, but
I'm gonna be slumming it with this racing stuff. This is doping.
Pigeon growth hormone.
yeah, no, they found traces of painkillers and cocaine in their systems.
That's a good idea. Look at that guy go.
You gotta, if you're gonna spend that much on a pigeon, well, first of all, you don't want to kill it with drugs,
How much?
but
Yeah, how much cocaine can a pigeon take?
So they're flapping their wings like twice as fast as they normally would, but they can't feel it because they have painkillers. So that's the perfect.
And how are you testing? Like, who's the guy that's like the pigeon drug testing van is here, and like he's out back, and like just like he's just running around the yard trying to catch. If I get a hold of one of these,
It's got the big net chasing around the bed.
trying to make him pee in a little tiny cup. Pee in it. I don't want to. Just do it.
Well, if you just hold it long enough, it'll poop within like seconds, right? So there you go.
If you hold it over someone's head that's wearing nice clothes, it'll poop immediately.
you just put them on the windowsills at Marshall Fields downtown in Chicago, and then just walk
Karen, I had a
underneath.
thought as I was reading this, along with the other articles that you've so generously sent us, and that is, you know how, so like for me, like as you look through things on like Instagram and Google, like it starts Big Brother starts suggesting things for you. Like, what does your suggested things look like on like Instagram? Like it's like doping, pigeons, a guy beating someone with a stick. This woman's in some weird stuff, man.
What is she looking up?
Yeah, right. Whew. Swimming.
I know that. Yeah, all of a sudden my Facebook feed is filled with stories about pigeons
It'll tell
doping.
you, if you go to that search button on your Instagram page, it'll tell you a lot about yourself that you probably don't want to know. Like, it'll tell you a lot. Just go there, just scroll through the pictures. They're like suggested for you, and you're like, what on earth? Like, what am I?
Most people delete their history because of really sordid things. Mine are just bizarre articles.
Mine are just embarrassing. Like, a lot of my pictures on the Instagram thing are, you ever see on Instagram, they have like these videos of these like hydraulic presses just smashing things. There's a whole world of it. They just put various things, and then they just and smash them. It's fascinating. It's fascinating.
Hey, that's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. But there's a lot of them on my, there's a lot.
Just one after another.
Anyway, sorry. I digress.
Yeah, I love that. Well,
So we're gonna do here.
we got our pet work cut out for us now.
Yeah, no children with parents are allowed to listen to this podcast. I want a beta. I want a homing pigeon on cocaine. I also want
fight each other.
Goldfish. It's got to be 9 pounds. You get them in South Carolina. Other things.
On a more festive note, I just wanted to ask you guys a little bit about, so what are your traditional or favorite holiday movies in your house? Like, what do you tend to watch every year? Do you have any sort of like rituals around them, ones that you don't like? There's this movie called Elf. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. You maybe haven't. You can go to it.
Tell me about that one.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a big guy. And that's a classic. We still play that one on DVD because like a long time ago we had the DVD, so we just keep like playing on the DVD, which gets harder every year because you can't find a DVD player in the house. Like, so Elf is one for us. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but that's a little more Thanksgiving, but also a good holiday one. Yeah. And we still do the we try to watch now the Rudolph, what's the old school?
Oh, the Rankin and Bass type stuff?
Yeah.
But those are like, now you have to find them on streaming devices or like pay for them, apparently, unless you wait for them to be. So
it's a lot harder to find the classic stuff these days. It used to be that they were on, whatever, CBS, and it was just easy. You would DVR it and kind of be done. But now they're very hard to find.
Yeah. What about in your house, Mike?
I've loved to like watch Christmas Story, that the 24 hours of Christmas Story on whenever it starts like Christmas Eve. I swear to God, I must watch like 8 hours of that movie, but I never watch it beginning to end. I'll pick it up, like half an hour in and then watch it for like 40 minutes. And then I'll come back later and, watch the last like 20 minutes and the first 20 minutes. And then, it's hilarious. So
never getting the same section twice, just gonna keep around.
Right. So it's almost like this like asynchronous kind of movie for me, because I almost never watch it all the way through, but I know the whole plot. I know it forward and backward. But
when is that?
I have no idea.
When do they do that 24 hours thing?
I think starting Christmas Eve or something, right?
Oh, is it? Is it
Christmas
Eve?
Yeah, it starts on Christmas Eve. I don't know if they still do it. I think they must. I don't know for sure, but it's either TBS or TNT, like one of those networks. Yeah, they kind of pitch it as 24 hours of A Christmas Story.
Man, that just started with like no one wanted to man the control room at TBS. So
Exactly.
All right, put an intern in there. Put an intern. Can you just every once in a while start it over or something? Like, can you do that? Sure. Yeah. You can drink if you want. We don't really care. Whatever.
Yeah, right. Just make sure the commercials play. That's that's good enough.
There's this guy in Illinois that watches it. It doesn't even matter if you get it in order because he never watches it in order. So just like, eventually you could just start it in the middle, whatever. As long as when someone turns it on, there is A Christmas Story playing at some point. That's the bar.
I think those are the kind of movies that it makes me happy when I hear my kids quote them, even just throughout the year. We'll just, when we were watching, I think it was like summer or Easter time, is when they usually put on Wizard of Oz. And immediately both girls just looked at each other and went, I like the Wizard of Oz. It just makes me think of that kid standing in line with them every time. But but those are, it's just fun to watch. It's when we've watched it enough and that.
What about you, Karen? What are holiday movies at your place?
I would say, John and I have a tradition that every year on Christmas Eve we watch It's a Wonderful Life. And
excellent.
We sit and watch that together, and it's really funny because I had a hard time getting him to like black and white movies. He'd be like, "Oh, what is this old?" and now he's kind of, he'll watch like Hitchcock with me and some other stuff like that. So he started getting into it. But
old? Not is it good? Is it old? Is old bad?
Yes, it's in black and white. It's old. But my favorite part about it is that he gets really excited about it every year. And every year he asks me sort of the same questions about what's happening. I'd be like, wait, why was that guy mad? Or what, okay, what happened at the bank? What happened? And, or like, okay, and so then.
So he's alive or he's dead? I don't know.
That's the brother, or was the brother that went, so it's funny. It's every year, the same questions. And he he laughs about it because he's like, I know I ask you the same stuff every year. Like,
well, yeah, he's probably like, I'm not getting the answers I'd like. So I'm going to ask again.
Yeah.
Last year it was not explained correctly to me.
No, I was like, apparently I'm not doing a good enough job of explaining. But that movie always makes me laugh too, because I have an aunt who was a head librarian at NYU. Like, she's been a librarian for years and stuff. And she loves the part where he goes to find her and Clarence says, she's an old maid now, you won't like it. And he's like, where is she? He goes, she's just about to close up the library. Like, this is like the worst possible scenario for her, is to be unmarried at like 25 and working at a library. But that always makes me laugh.
We can hook her up with the intern that's manning the A Christmas Story booth at the TBS studios. And both of them just hanging out on Christmas Eve.
I know, exactly.
Nothing. What are you doing? Nothing. Waiting for another commercial. There's some ghost in the corner waiting for me to get out.
What about how old Home Alone feels now? I think about that all the time when we watch that. Like, it seems very antiquated. I mean, I know it's, 30 years old or something, but it makes me think of you know, all the things that would not have happened
Yeah.
in that movie had they had cell
Yeah.
phones or had to go through TSA or, you know,
Right. Right.
we think
Although
about
every
that a lot.
parent, I mean, no parent has done that. I think every parent, like the little sliver of like, I mean, I haven't forgotten a kid at home, but like, is there some part, is there somewhere where it's possible? Yeah. I mean, it's not way outside the realm of disbelief. I mean, it's, you know, I haven't
So
done
wait,
it.
be honest. No, be honest. Have you ever left a kid at home?
I personally left the
Either
kid
of
at
you?
home because lazy me, I have twins. So it's sort of like they come as a group. And if there's one missing, then the other one. But I've left plenty of things that belong to the twins, including essential things like shoes and socks and, you know, like entire outfits. So, I mean, you know, that's what I mean. Like it's not a tremendous amount more time that you would, you know, forget a child. I haven't done it, but
Yeah.
I swear.
I don't think I have either. No.
No, like everyone says that's their first reaction. How do you forget the kid at home? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I get it, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Sometimes when you're in a rush, you could see kind of like, oh gosh. I mean, I think most of us would realize it right away, but
yeah. How many kids do they have? Didn't they have they had like,
yeah, well, they had
Yeah,
a lot
like
of cousins
6
there.
or 7 or
oh,
something.
and the
Yeah, and
cousins,
like
that's
the
right.
yeah, it was a very full
That's
house.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what
Yeah,
about
and they had the gal count them out, but the other kid was standing there. So
that's right.
but
That's right. I have
yeah.
done the count. My parents have done the count, being one of 4.
Oh,
Everyone grab a sibling. Don't like, so they have a tougher job.
yeah.
What about, oh, I forgot one. If I can throw it in there,
Mhm.
Die Hard. I mean, honestly, I know
Yes.
there's
I was gonna
discussion
ask
about
Christmas
if you
movie.
whether it's a
guys
Christmas
are
movie,
Christmas movie or not. Yeah. What do you
but it
think,
is a
Mike?
Christmas
It
movie.
is. Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Christmas movie. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Now I have a
Yeah.
machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. I mean, when
Man,
he
this
died,
is Christmas music.
when he died, that was like, I was like, kids, the best villain in the history of cinema has died. Like, and they're like, we haven't even seen that movie, Dad. I don't know what you're even talking about. There's a scene where he falls and they really didn't tell him who's going to let him go. And it's really crazy. I'm like, babe, do you think we can show him Die Hard yet? She's like, no, crazy person. You can't show the 11-year-olds Die Hard.
you just fast forward to the Christmassy parts.
Yeah.
That's right.
Christmas party. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. You have the Christmas party and then a
the
lot of swearing and then
Yeah.
shooting and then
It's like, yeah, there's like 24 seconds of the Christmas party that are probably appropriate for kids. And then some parts where they're on the plane. Maybe that's appropriate. That's probably it. You can skip.
Yeah, what's a good age to start that one? We haven't watched that in this house yet.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm joking because that's a long way off for us.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it. I don't like it.
What about like A Christmas Carol? I always think there's so many different versions of that.
Yeah.
And you know, I love the old Alastair Sim one from like 1934 or something. I feel like it needs to be that old to really feel like
that's
it's
kind of like a movie that's
Dickens.
Yeah, that's like an old
right.
movie.
Yeah,
John would be upset. How is this old? How old?
I know, right? So wait, is this guy like, is he a ghost too? Or like,
which one?
Imagine the questions you would get from him, you know, watching that one. That would be pretty fun.
Yeah. Ooh, there's so many people in this. I don't know.
I know that I think the idea of the story is so great and so relatable. Especially now, I feel like there's just sometimes a little more of that going around. But it's like the people who would probably benefit from that story are not the ones watching it.
No, well,
Would be my guess.
That's true. The as we always say.
Yeah, unfortunately.
My book on getting better self-awareness will not be read by the people that need to read it because they don't have self-awareness. Same thing applies to that movie. Like, you're not gonna watch that or learn any lessons from it if you need it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, there's always the jokes too about, how like Rudolph, like it's, people will make fun of you until they want something from you. Those kind of weird vibes from the story.
Wait, is this Karen's lesson to the kids while watching Rudolph? All right, pause this for a second. Kids, listen. This is about this is about manipulation and people wanting things from you.
He's being gaslit here.
You see, kids,
they're throwing shade all day. Poor reindeer.
Yeah. And they're just like, and they're sitting there looking at you like John does, like, is this old? Why are these people not? Why are they moving sort of like jerky like that? Why is that happening?
Did you guys ever see, it was on Mad TV years and years ago, did a send up of Rudolph, and it was stylized like Rankin and Bass, like with the kind of claymation-y type toy characters, and it was called The Rain Father.
The Rain Father.
And it's like it's the Godfather, but with all the characters of Rudolph. So the one reindeer is getting a massage, and then gets shot through his glasses with a candy cane, and like they're baptizing a toy baby doll, and like it's the whole like.
Is it in that weird stop motiony like?
Yeah,
that weird. That's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, highly recommend looking that up later. But
Mad TV was fantastic.
That was great. Well, thanks you guys. This was fun, and we probably won't talk before Christmas, but have a great Christmas.
Yeah, you too. Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
We're getting close. I think Maria said 9 days today or something.
It's time for me to start Christmas shopping.
Yeah, right.
I figure the best sales, the best sales and the cheapest shipping are right now, right in this week, right?
Yeah,
problem. It's just like they just call this I assume all the retailers call this like the husband/father like zone where like just charge them whatever you want for shipping and they will pay it. Like you could be buying a $6 thing. If you're like, it'll be here by Christmas, you pay $148 shipping. All right, do it. I'm in there.
Are you done, Mike?
No, I don't even know what I need to get. That's a little scary, but yeah. No, I think we're making progress. So my biggest challenge has always been that our anniversary is like right before Christmas. Yeah. So I can only focus tomorrow. Yeah. So
happy anniversary.
Thank you. I can only focus on one thing at a time. So
you got to get over that hump, get over the anniversary hump, and you can look toward.
Exactly. Christmas. Right. So I'm doing okay on Christmas, I think, but yeah, I'll be able to put it into gear and pay the $148 for shipping starting tomorrow and Thursday.
I get the best ideas like in the December 20s, like the best ideas.
Totally. Yeah. Well, and this is going to be a shock to the system, right? Because I'm sure you're the same way. Like I'm used to running out, taking like the last Friday before Christmas off and going out and just doing a bunch of shopping, getting it all done. Like I've been thinking about it for a while, right? And
it's the same date as last year.
Yeah, that's right. So starting on December 26th, I start thinking about it, but December 23rd, I finally start actually pulling the trigger. But you're doing it in person, right? You're running around these stores and you're doing all the shopping. Now, like I guess we could still do it, but I don't know. So
it'd be much harder to get around and get in and out of places, or maybe much easier. Maybe if you're willing to blitz through that, they'll be like, yeah, sure, come on in, you crazy person. Run through here. Go ahead, put your hands all over everything, maniac. I just buy whatever like those advertisements on the internet tell me, which again, as we discussed before, are based mostly on my Google search history. So they'd be like,
you're buying like those gigantic, like siphon crush things.
Yeah.
Is that
I was like,
who wants a drill press?
It sounds like Leanne is getting something really fun.
Yeah. It's like, listen, babe,
hydraulics, more hydraulics. Yeah. Thank you.
Now, we're going to have to hook this up to a 220 line. It's going to have to stay in the garage. But I mean, you could crush anything. Like you could crush cans or chicken.
Merry Christmas, sweetheart.
Yeah. Gummy worms, whatever you want, really. I mean, I don't think you need to crush things, but you could.
Might want to keep the kids away from it. Just, right. Hands, things like that.
Yeah. Usually hydraulic presses and children those are Those don't go together as much.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. And yeah, Merry Christmas. And I'll talk to you on the other side of the holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See
All
ya.
right. Bye,
Bye.
guys.